This week, I promised to compile a list of all the 58 companies shared during Black History Month, and that is now available. There's a new CEO at Agility Robotics. XOXO is back for one last time with feeling. I think I spit. And I've got a secret to share with you that I haven't yet published on the blog, and I haven't really told anyone else. Let's get into it. I want to go quickly because if you stick around till the very end, or maybe just fast forward, there's a little secret surprise and exclusive for you because you took the time to show up and hang out with me that might be beneficial to you, might be beneficial to your friends, hopefully is beneficial to the community. But first, let's get to the big story this week. I teased it last week. I promised I was going to do it. It's only obvious that the big story this week was the list of all the companies and people shared during Black History Month. So Stephen Green and Built Oregon each shared 29 people and businesses with the community, folks we should know and we should frequent and buy products from and support. My job, after they get through sharing all of those amazing folks, is to compile them all into one list. So I took time over the weekend, compiled them into one list, published them on the blog, so they're right there. If you want to see all 58 folks that were shared by Built Oregon and Stephen Green, they're all available on a post on Silicon Florist, and I will link that up. The other beauty of that post is I also included all the previous lists. So not only do you have access to 58 amazing Black businesses for this year, you have links to the businesses that have been shared throughout the years. Thanks to Stephen Green and Built Oregon for capturing all of those stories and sharing them all with us. It feels a little early because it's still a couple weeks away, but Demolicious is coming up for March. So if you're not familiar with Demolicious, 3-minute pitch. You go up against a bunch of other companies who also take 3 minutes to pitch, and then the crowd votes. Kick Plan won January, Detox won February. Who knows who's going to win March? There's a whole new list of companies that are going to be pitching. Big challenge is, of course, the defending champ gets to pitch against you. And since they've got previous Demolicious experience, there, could be a little contentious there for you. I think the other important thing to mention about Demolicious this month is it's always at UpStart Collective. But this month, because there are now 2 UpStart collectives, the March Demolicious will be taking place on the west side. So don't show up to the east side, show up to the west side, because that's where Demolicious will be. I want to make sure we have this conversation every week. So as my friend, I'm just asking that you take the chance to subscribe, because friends subscribe. That's what they do. So please do that. Thank you. Agility Robotics, I don't know if you've heard of them. They're out of Corvallis. They build a humanoid bipedal robot. They've received funding from Amazon and a number of other folks. They just named a new CEO who happens to be the former CEO of Magic Leap. It's a woman by the name of Peggy Johnson. She's also served in high-level positions at Microsoft and other places. She has now taken the helm at Agility Robotics to really take them to the next level. So super exciting to see one of the most widely recognized robotic companies, robotic startups that, are really leading the way. They're right here in Oregon, down in Corvallis, and growing by leaps and bounds and getting funding and hopefully really starting to dominate that market and put Oregon on the map for robotics. So really exciting to see what Peggy will do in this new leadership role, see what happens with Agility Robotics. I'll continue to monitor them, but just really nice to see them gaining some new, exciting leadership to kind of take the helm over from some of the original leadership and bring a new, fresh vision and new ideas to the company and the potential of what it could potentially achieve. The potential of what it could potentially achieve to help it realize the potential of its opportunity. How's that? That's a better phrase. So congratulations to Peggy. Welcome to Agility Robotics, and can't wait to see what you do. One that kind of came out of the blue, like one that I was like, I wasn't really expecting it, but I'm really happy that it happened, is XOXO is now back. XOXO, which was a major, really creative festival here in Portland for many years, organized by Andy Baio and Andy McMillan, two real like powerhouses of their own disciplines, kind of combining forces to put together this really amazing conference and festival. They'd have talks and video games and creative expression galore as part of it. The even the badging was creative. Like the badge you got to wear around was like, this is cool. I like wearing this badge around. So always been impressed with their just production of the event. Really happy to see it come back. The last time they held it here was 2019. It's traditionally one of those events that people come from all over the world to visit Portland to attend the event, and then inevitably a chunk of those people wind up moving to Portland. So it's always kind of a nice way of showcasing Portland and what we have happening here. And often people are attracted to the community and wind up showing up here to be part of the community on a longer term basis than just for the event. If you're interested in attending XOXO, I hope you can get in. It's the last one. They're doing it one last time, and just to kind of like finish the vision for what they began. So, huge fan of XOXO, always impressed with what they're able to put together and how they, bring in amazing speakers and really represent creative people on the web and the art and creativity they bring to the world. So, congratulations, XOXO. It's nice to see you back, and I'm already sorry to see you go again. So, try and get a ticket if you can. Once a month, the Portland Startup Slack, which is an open Slack instance, I'll link it up so that you have access to a kind of a description of what the Portland Startup Slack is. But if it sounds interesting to you, please join it. But once a month, Portland Startup Slack magically converts from a online community to an in-person community through the social beer gathering. So this month, it's going to be held on March 14th, Pi Day at Beulah Land. No need to RSVP, but you can if you want. It's really just a gathering of all the people on the Portland Startup Slack, of which there are almost 7,000 now. Not all 7,000 show up, so don't worry about that. A bunch of people get together, hang out, meet one another in real life, and really just a great way to get the community that often only sees one another through typing and keystrokes and those kind of things, get them together in person to just hang out with one another. So if that sounds interesting to you, please consider joining the social beer gathering on March 14th at Beulah Land. And as always, we'd love to have you on the Portland Startup Slack, where we all hang out all day, every day, and share ideas and talk about things and really just try and help people get the information they need about the Portland Startup community. Speaking of Portland Startup Slack, we've made it to the time for the secret. So, I haven't told anybody else about this, just you. But Rosie, our AI concierge for the Portland startup community, he hangs out, he answers people's questions, he tells them about what events are coming up, tells them about VCs in town, helps them find other resources like legal or accounting or what have you. Rosie is now on the Portland Startup Slack. So if you go to the help channel, it's 002_help. Rosie's in there. And if you post anything in there, Rosie will chat with you about anything with which you need help. So ask questions, talk about topics. Feel free to just chat with Rosie and see what he's up to. But I would like to see if this gives us the ability not only to get more engagement with Rosie, but also to train Rosie more effectively so he can be even more helpful for the Portland startup community. I know this has been a challenge for the WiseOx team. They're the platform that powers Rosie, but I'm super thankful that they were able to give us the opportunity to test this Slack integration with Rosie and really put it through its paces. I'm super excited about it. I've been waiting for this for a while. I really like interacting with Rosie through the web interface, but given how much time I spend on the Portland Startup Slack, I'm really looking forward to having him there to chat with people as well. So please check that out. And I'll write it up on the blog and those kind of things. But, right now, you're here. You took the time to be here. I wanted to share something special with you because you deserve it. So, Rosie on the Portland Startup Slack. I know you're busy. I know I know this takes time, but I really appreciate you coming to hang out with me. I hope the news I'm sharing is beneficial to you and worth your time. Really appreciate it. So thanks for coming in and hanging out for a few minutes, learning about what's going on in the Portland startup community. I hope you're holding up and hanging in there. And until we get the chance to chat again, please keep up the good work.